The city of Washington, D.C., was shaken on February 10, 2025, when news broke of a fatal shooting. The victim, an 18-year-old named Wayne McDaniels Jr., lost his life in what initially was reported as an incident in the unit block of Massachusetts Avenue, NE. However, further investigation and official reports clarified that the tragic event occurred within the bustling transportation hub of Union Station, located at 50 Massachusetts Avenue, Northeast. This report aims to provide a comprehensive account of the homicide of Wayne McDaniels Jr., drawing upon available information to reconstruct the events of that fateful day, detail the subsequent police investigation, and highlight the community's response to this devastating loss. The sequence of events leading to the death of Wayne McDaniels Jr. began on Monday, February 10, 2025. Official records from the Metropolitan Police Department, MPDC, indicate that at approximately 4:37 p.m., the peace was shattered by the sound of gunshots near the bus waiting area inside Union Station. It is worth noting that initial news reports presented slightly different times, with WUSA 9 News reporting the incident around 4:47 p.m. and Fox 5 DC stating it occurred at approximately 4:40 p.m. While these minor variations exist, the official time provided by the MPDC is the most authoritative. The initial response to the emergency came from Amtrak police officers who have jurisdiction within the federal property of Union Station. Their immediate action underscores the security protocols in place at such a significant transportation center. Soon after, officers from the MPDC's 1st District, along with other law enforcement partners, arrived at the scene to provide support and begin the investigation. The coordinated effort of multiple agencies highlights the severity of the situation and the need for a unified response in such critical incidents. Upon arrival, law enforcement personnel discovered a male victim in the vicinity of the escalators that lead to the parking garage of Union Station. The individual, later identified as Wayne McDaniel Jr., was found unconscious and not breathing. Responding officers immediately initiated life-saving measures, and their efforts were soon joined by DC Fire and EMS. Despite their attempts to revive him, Wayne McDaniel Jr. was tragically pronounced dead at the scene. The young man whose life was so abruptly taken was Wayne McDaniel Jr., an 18-year-old resident of Northwest D.C. While some initial reports might have slightly varied the spelling of his last name, official sources from the MPDC consistently refer to him as Wayne McDaniels Jr. Details about Wayne's life began to emerge through a poignant interview with his mother, Sunyetta Thornton, conducted by Fox 5 DC. She revealed that her son was a recent graduate of Dunbar High School, a significant milestone in any young person's life. Beyond his academic achievements, Wayne was also a passionate and competitive bike racer, indicating an active and driven personality. In a detail that adds another layer to his story, Ms. Thornton shared that Wayne had been under house arrest since the preceding October. These personal details, shared by his mother, paint a picture of a young man with a life full of potential, whose dreams were tragically cut short. The fact that he was on house arrest at the time of the incident provides context to his circumstances, but does not diminish the tragedy of his death. In the immediate aftermath of the shooting, the Metropolitan Police Department's Homicide Branch launched a full-scale investigation into the circumstances surrounding Wayne McDaniels Jr.'s death. A crucial element in their initial efforts was the acquisition and review of security camera footage from within Union Station. In today's world, surveillance systems play an increasingly vital role in criminal investigations, often providing invaluable visual evidence of events as they unfold. The footage obtained in this case proved to be instrumental in understanding the moments leading up to the shooting. According to the initial findings derived from this footage, there was a brief interaction between Wayne McDaniel Jr. and another individual, who would later become the prime suspect in the homicide. This interaction, though brief, suggests that the shooting was not a random act, but rather the result of an encounter between the two men. Following this short exchange, the video captured the suspect producing a firearm and shooting at McDaniel as the young man attempted to run away. This detail indicates that McDaniel perceived an immediate threat and tried to escape the situation. Recognizing the need for public assistance in identifying the perpetrator, the MPDC made the decision to release images of the suspect captured by the surveillance cameras. This is a common yet often effective tactic employed by law enforcement when the identity of a suspect is unknown. By circulating these images through news outlets and other channels, the police hoped that someone in the community would recognize the individual and come forward with information. The investigation progressed, and on March 13, 2025, the MPDC took the further step of releasing the security video footage of the incident to the public. The release of video evidence can often provide a more comprehensive understanding of the dynamics of an event and can sometimes trigger recognition in individuals who might not have been able to identify the suspect from still photographs alone. As the investigation continued, D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith provided further details about the nature of the encounter between Wayne McDaniels Jr. and the shooter. According to Chief Smith, the evidence suggested that McDaniel and the suspect were not strangers to each other. They knew one another and had a brief conversation just before the shooting. This revelation significantly alters the perception of the crime, indicating a pre-existing connection or at least a prior acquaintance between the two individuals. Subsequent investigative work uncovered a potential motive for the deadly confrontation. It was revealed that during their conversation in the bus waiting area of Union Station, Wayne McDaniels Jr. allegedly attempted to take something from the shooter. While the specific nature of what McDaniel tried to take has not been publicly disclosed in the provided information, this act appears to have been the catalyst that led to the escalation and ultimately the shooting. The security footage corroborated the sequence of events, showing the shooter reacting to McDaniel's alleged attempt by drawing a weapon and firing as McDaniel turned to flee. Tragically, McDaniel was unable to escape the gunfire and collapsed from his injuries, falling down the escalator. Authorities also confirmed the presence of 4 other people in the immediate vicinity of the shooting at the time it occurred. Fortunately, none of these individuals were injured in the incident. Their potential testimonies could provide further insight into the events of that day.